Hello from gardening at Dwensa here in Ireland, and it's been very frosty and now it's quite misty, but the sun has come out, and what better way to express that by showing you the wonderful Cattleya that's just come into flower for me. It was a very exciting morning for me because this orchid of mine has finally opened. It's finally opened fully because this one's been coming for 2 to 3 days, and it's been absolute agony trying not to remove it from its position and trying not to take it out to have a better look at, because we all know what happens if you move a Cattleya when it's in the process of opening. The buds can completely blast, and I had that happen to me last year, so I really didn't want it to happen with this one. This fabulous white orchid is Rhyncholaeliocattleya Pastoral Innocence, and I bought it in Madeira earlier on this year in January from the orchid nursery called Boa Vista, and I'll put a link to that video up above there. I was very lucky because I got this orchid as part of a deal they were doing where they had 5 orchids of their choice in a basket for €25. So essentially I got this amazing Cattleya for €5, which is, I think, bargain of the century. I do want to point out though that if you're looking to buy from Boa Vista Orchid Nursery in Madeira, they mightn't have this same deal available at the moment. As with all nurseries, deals come and go and stocks come and go, and there is sometimes a point when a nursery wants to get rid of surplus in a particular stock, and other times when they don't. But isn't this just a complete beauty? My research on this particular orchid shows that it's an older one. It's vintage, let's just say, because it was registered in 1961, and it was registered by Alberg in Brazil. The name Pastoral Innocence harks back to the association we have, certainly in the West, of the colour white and innocence. And it is very much a, not pure white flower, but a spectacularly white flower. It has green here in the throat, and there is supposed to be a touch of pink in it. Now, other photos I've seen have given the touch of pink to be here, and I don't have that in my orchid yet, but what I do see is that there is definitely pink in the mix, because there's just a touch of pink there on the petals. So we'll see how it develops. The touch of pink is significant on this particular Cattleya because it's led to the naming, and the pink is supposed to represent a young girl's loss of innocence. As you can see, I've 2 spectacular flowers on this particular plant, and already they're giving out a light spicy scent, so it's a good one for those of you who like Cattleyas, chiefly because of their scent. I'm really pleased with this Cattleya and delighted to have it in my collection. Now, some of you may already know that I already have Cattleya Bob Betts, and that's been my white Cattleya up until now, but I think this one is rivaling my Bob Betts, to tell the truth. We'll see. Bob isn't open at the moment yet, but when she is, then well, hopefully they'll be open at the same time. We'll have to see. And just while I'm in the neighbourhood, I thought I would show you another orchid that has opened today. Now I'm just going to put this one down, and this is a Restrepia contorta, and I have 1 bloom, 1 flower, which I very much hope I can get into focus. Okay, so I'm going to have difficulty with focus here, so I'm going to try and put this folder in here behind the Restrepia so that we can see it better. And I'm very sorry, Pastoral Innocence, to cover you up like this, but okay, right, so that's better. Now we can see the flower a little bit better, and see how interesting the Restrepia flowers are. You've got that really elongated lip and 3 antennae. As we can see from my hand going in here, it's small and interesting. I think it's about as opposite as you can get from a Cattleya. Now this one has been kept in moist sphagnum, kept constantly moist, and on a north facing window, so away from the light, and I had a previous bud which blasted, that's this one down here, and that's because it dried out too much from the fan. So really, you know, you have to make sure that this one is kept moist if you want to grow it. But it's lovely, very pleased with that. And here we have a better view of the flower. You can see the kind of mottling on the lip. It's really quite interesting. Now, if this plant were covered in lots of these little flowers, it might be a bit more impressive than it is at the moment. But this is my first attempt at growing a Restrepia, so, well, I'm well pleased with it. And speaking of that Restrepia, we all know, of course, that it was sent to me by Archie. And yesterday I was looking at the Christmas cards that came in, and one really jumped out. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? It's got a phalaenopsis on it, and when I saw that I thought, who sent that? That's got to be something very interesting. And I opened it, and lo and behold, it's from Archie. And a lovely message which he typed up. Archie, have you got terrible handwriting like me? And a really lovely message. And Archie, of course, is young. He's a young person, and yet already he's interested in orchids and various things to do with plants. So he has a super future ahead of him. He has his own YouTube channel, which I'm going to link to up above. And he's even started giving talks. So a wonderful, wonderful future ahead of him. And he says some very nice things, which I won't read out now, but a wonderful card. Thank you so much, Archie. And I think perhaps that when Archie sent me the Restrepia, it was a bit tongue-in-cheek, because I was looking at it close-up recently, and what did I notice? I noticed that it had a little face. Did you see a face in the previous clip of it that I showed you? Well, if you didn't, I'm going to show you now exactly what I mean. And do you think that this face looks like Squidward from SpongeBob cartoon? Because I think it certainly does. Here goes. And there's those two flowers together. Like chalk and cheese, aren't they? Wonderful. The one at the bottom really looks like a little devil with his antenna like horns sticking up. And the top one, well, the name says it all, doesn't it? Innocence. Just to let you know that the next video from me is going to be a real Cattleya fest, because I have several on the offing. Okay, thanks very much for watching. Hope you liked this video, and check back again. That's all for now. Bye!